Hi, my name's Jack, and I'm in 9th grade at the Derryfield School. We are organizing New Hampshire's first statewide rock, paper, scissors tournament, and you and each of the 350 high schools and middle schools in New Hampshire are invited to attend. The final competition will occur on Saturday, December 14th, 2013, and take place at the Derryfield School in Manchester, starting at 12 noon. The address is 2108 River Road in Manchester. The winner will receive a $500 cash prize, a trophy, and will be New Hampshire's 2013 Rock, Paper, Scissors champion. There is also a $250 prize for second place, and a $100 prize for third place.
The rules are simple. There is no cost to be involved. It's free to participate. The tournament is open to all middle school and high school students in New Hampshire. Standard rock, paper, scissors will apply. Examples: rock beats scissors, scissors beats paper, paper beats rock.
Individual schools are required to determine and select their own champion. Formal invitations and information packages have already been sent out to principals of schools across New Hampshire, as well as the student council presidents. So ask them about organizing a tournament at your school to determine your school champion. You'll then have the chance to participate in the final round and get a shot at the trophy, prize money, and the title of being New Hampshire's Rock, Paper, Scissors champion. Since the state is so big and so spread out, we've arranged it so that champions are not required to be present at the final tournament to compete. Instead, you can email us your pre-arranged throws by filling out an official proxy throw ballot. We'll keep those throws confidential until the time of the competition, and a stand-in player will play the throws in the order listed during the actual game time. Use the same email address to send in your forms.
This is a good shirt.
Homeschool kids in middle or high school grades can also participate. All they have to do is find a small group of other homeschool kids, as few as 10, and play against themselves to determine who will represent the group at the final tournament in December. Send in the forms with the name of your champion and throws if you can't be there in person, and you'll be all set.
Schools must submit the name of the champion representing their school to the organizing committee via email by November 30th, 2013. That'll help us get organized for the finale in December. The email address will be in the description box.
Risk. Have fun, and remember, rock, paper, scissors, shoot to make it all the way to the top.
You can find out more information at
I'm going to start now.
Start in 3, 2, 1.
Standard rock, paper,
www.RPSNH2013webs.com.
.webs.com.
There is no cost to be involved. It is free to participate. All.
Okay.
What you should
Bullying's
not
not
do.
cool, kids.
That
Don't
is not
bully.
what you should do. Don't.
Let's just edit this part out.
No,
Take
guys.
4.
Take 4 of them. Guys, they're thinking.
No.
Hi.
Rock, paper, scissors. 3 symbols, a world of possibilities. The history of rock, paper, scissors. The game of rock, paper, scissors is the world's oldest strategy game, beginning over 4.5 billion years ago with the creation of rock. But it wasn't until about 6 million years ago, in East Africa, when prehistoric man first became bipedal, that the game really began to take shape. With their hands finally off the ground, early caveman devised the best way to utilize this new adaptation, and the game Rock, Rock, Rock was invented. The earliest known version involved 2 players, with one acting as a thrower and the other a catcher. The thrower would attempt to place his rock at a strategic position on another player's body, while the catcher would attempt to avoid the throw. Players frequently reversed roles until one player successfully placed an unspecified number of rocks upon his opponent. Over the centuries, the game evolved to include the use of open hands to stop or block throws, which incidentally became the inspiration for martial arts. According to Charles Darwin, as mankind evolved, so did the tools needed to play a more thrilling hand game. Recently discovered cave drawings from the Paleolithic period show depictions of the most vital aspects in prehistoric life: hunting, making fire, and playing rock tablet stone axe, the latter of which was eventually replaced, becoming rock paper spear. Not just used for entertainment purposes, the game settled who had to forage, who got to sleep in, as well as resolving various mating disputes. It is also reported that the first use of numbers in world history was devised to keep scoring statistics. Tribal competitions began to take place. One of the most famous early RPS tournaments was when David defeated Goliath with a throw of rock to Goliath's spear. As evolution led to advanced technologies, the game took on many new identities. Rock tablet spear gave way to rock papyrus knife, and in a truly fundamental change to the game, shears replaced knife around 1000 BC to commemorate the Greek victory during the Trojan War. As the world became more civilized and cosmopolitan tastes emerged within rising city-states and growing empires, the next stage in the game's evolution unfolded. It was Julius Caesar, during his reign as emperor, who replaced shears, which were a symbol of a more simple agrarian and farming lifestyle and staple of the game for millennia, with scissors, an object more befitting the refined and urban lifestyle, growing sophistication, and splendor of the Roman Empire. With the fall of Rome, Europe was plunged into the Dark Ages, but the game's evolution continued. In China, paper was invented and replaced papyrus, thus creating the modern version of rock, paper, scissors. And so it was for over 1,000 years. This modern version of the game made its way back to Europe after an enterprising young trader, Marco Polo, brought back not only tales of Oriental splendor, but also stories of the use of a truly inspired dispute resolution mechanism. The game spread rapidly through Venice and Italy as merchants desperately sought a more efficient means to settle commercial disputes as trade and commerce grew. Rock, paper, scissors continued to thrive, and in 1747 topped soccer as the world's most popular game. RPS became codified in legal circles in 1842 when England passed a highly controversial law that declared that any decision reached by the use of the process known as rock, paper, scissors between two gentlemen acting in good faith shall constitute a binding contract. Agreements reached in this manner are subject to all relevant contract and tort law. The game arrived in North America during the American Revolution, aptly named for the way it revolutionized the sport and provided the world with a completely modern moniker for it, Rochambeau. Rock, paper, scissors is often called Rochambeau, allegedly for its connection with the famous Frenchman, the Comte de Rochambeau. It is widely believed that an ill-advised throw of scissors during a masquerade ball resulted in his financial ruin and hasty subsequent departure from his ancestral estate in France. Fleeing across the Atlantic, Rochambeau teamed up with George Washington during the American Revolution and became a general who led the French expeditionary forces during the War of Independence. The Count was a successful and skillful military leader who clearly understood the importance of rock, paper, scissors in conflict resolution. He used RPS to train his troops in the arts and fundamental principles of war: discipline, courage, intuition, and intense hand-to-hand combat. In 1780, he was sent to aid Washington against the English, and a year later surrounded British General Cornwallis at Yorktown. Although there is no definitive proof, his presence during the peace negotiations calls into question the means by which Washington secured Cornwallis's surrender. Ever since that fateful day, the Comte de Rochambeau has been the de facto patron saint of rock, paper, scissors in the United States. RPS has become a game of kings and paupers, of athletes and scholars, of warriors and peacemakers, and is used by millions of people all over the world as a means of solving disputes, great and small, from territorial disputes, commercial disputes, to deciding who takes out the garbage. Some recent examples of RPS in the news: in 2005, auction house Christie defeated Sotheby's for the right to sell a collection of Impressionist paintings in a round of rock, paper, scissors. In 2006, a U.S. federal judge ordered opposing sides in a lengthy court case to settle a lengthily debated point using a game of rock, paper, scissors. RPS is not just a means to entertain or resolve disputes, though. The medical profession makes good use of it, as doctors commonly use the game to diagnose hand injuries. So there you have it. Rock, paper, scissors. 3 symbols, a world of possibilities.